Hi, and welcome back to Small Caps. My name is Jess Fertig, and today I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing Brad Valukas, who is the Managing Director of Aurumin Limited. The ASX ticker code is AUN. Hi, Brad. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jess. Thanks for making the time today.
Now, Brad, we're going to just jump straight in. Aurumin has had quite a strategic shift in the last few months. Would you mind walking our small caps audience through some of the key aspects of this shift, with a particular focus on some of your recent divestments and also key priorities for your Sandstone Gold project?
Yeah, thanks, Jess. So anybody that's looked at us before, early this year versus mid last year, we're very, very different. So we've divested Karramindie project, which was an early stage exploration project between Coolgardie and Kalgoorlie. We've divested the mining tenements at Mount Diamond to Beacon Minerals. We've retained a royalty there and look forward to seeing them put those into production, small high-grade gold deposits. We're in the process still of divesting the iron ore rights at Mount Diamond exploration tenements to MinRes. And basically, we've done all of that to clean up our balance sheet and reduce the convertible note we took when we picked up Sandstone. So, we've gone from three key items, I guess, as a company: our Sandstone assets, the convertible note that, as I said, we picked up when we purchased them, and our other exploration projects around Southern Cross. And, we've really crunched the Con Node and our Southern Cross projects together and basically see ourselves net debt free, about to pay off the remainder of the Con Note, which we're still holding, have cash ready to go to pay that out, and we'll be left with a clean slate and Sandstone.
So, Brad, moving away from divestments, how will the newly acquired tenements like E57 and 1254, along with their historical mines, contribute to your goals at the Sandstone project as a whole?
Yeah, Jess, Sandstone now has clearly moved to be our flagship asset and our focus. We think Sandstone as a whole is just massively underdone. Any chance we can to expand our footprint there on the greenstone, we're certainly very keen to do. 1254 specifically, there's some historical workings and some indicators there and some good prospecting activity out there as well. Adjoins our tenement 1140. We put out some good geochem results there last year. We've got two pretty clear trends of mineralisation sort of come together just at the tenement boundary, basically where it hits 1254, and not too far from where the historic workings there are. So we think some really good exploration targets, and definitely work to continue to do just as part of an expanded Sandstone package, and all, as I said, very highly prospective.
So, Brad, just talking about exploration, what exploration activities have you planned in the near term for your Sandstone Gold project? And what are your expectations in terms of making potential discoveries?
Jess, as a company, we're very clearly focused on getting to development. So when we talk about the overall exploration package, I largely see that as something we'll tick away with, and it provides lots of long-term options and flexibility for us. But right now on the mining list is all of our resources at Sandstone. Our 880,000 ounces are sitting there on a 5 kilometre by 5 kilometre package, that we think that by itself is still highly prospective. Owners prior to us had some good results with discoveries at Ridge, McIntyre, McLaren, and we think there's still quite a few more to make. We put drill plans out last year for that. We've got some great targets there. The Banded Iron, the footwall of Shillington, our 2 Mile West project, again, Banded Iron running up through there. And then we've got some great intrusive targets around the Mount Klempt area, which sits directly south on the structure that hosts our 2 Mile and Shillington deposits. Heads down to the south there, some intrusives on those, some great indicators, some very good historical surface production there. People talk about a dozer push exercise on Mount Klempt back in the day where the nuggets were falling off the trucks, and it's never had any really good drilling underneath it. So we think there's some great targets just there. So in terms of what we're trying to achieve is, I've got a target I'm trying to hit for inventory to say we're going to push the button in terms of a restart. We're not quite there yet on our open pit deposits. I'd like to bridge the gap. I think we can do that on the mining tenements, and yeah, that will be our focus, is drilling on the targets we have.
Yeah, fantastic, Brad. So now you mentioned earlier on kind of finalizing your convertible note and a strengthened balance sheet. Can you walk our audience a little bit through that, and how is Aurumin's approach for future? What is Aurumin's approach going to be for future funding?
Jess, as we're going through the exploration phase that we are still at the moment, definitely now it'll be fairly plain vanilla in terms of placements. Obviously, like every company our size, we'd like to target high net worth individuals that will be long and hold for gold, and like gold as a fundamental commodity, as do I, and hence why we're Aurumin, and the name is gold for Aurum and min for mining. So yeah, very much plain vanilla compared to where we've been with the Con-Note. That all gets pushed out behind us, and we move away from that.
Yeah, fantastic, Brad. So now, beyond the Sandstone project, what role will the Johnson Range and the Berggren projects play in Aurumin's sort of long-term gold production strategy?
Yeah, so Sandstone we're setting up as a hub and spoke operation. So as much as I've talked about, we've got great resource base, 881,000 ounces sitting there on the mining tenements. We do have a resource at Johnson Range, 65,000 ounces down there at 2.5 grams per tonne. So absolutely, we'll be trucking that up to Sandstone, and it'll be going through the process plant up there when we make the decision to proceed with the project. Berggren up to the north. Look, if there's anything I could add to Sandstone right now, it'd be a little bit of extra grade. Berggren, lots of small scale productions occurred there in the past. That's some very, very high grade. If we can tap into some of that on the exploration front and bring a bit of a sweetener down to Sandstone, they're great fits for that hub and spoke operation and model. And we'd like to be complementing those with some other assets as time goes on as well.
Yeah, interesting. So now, Brad, I have just one final question for you, and that is, can you please provide our small caps audience just 2 or 3 key investment takeaways as to why Aurumin should be on the investor stock watch list?
Well, I think firstly, for anybody that's looked at us before, we're now a much cleaner company in terms of the balance sheet, and focus is very clear on getting Sandstone back up to production. Certainly no distractions anywhere else, and no overhang financially anymore. On a valuation point of view, anybody that likes gold, I think we are an excellent place to get exposure. Really good resource base, some great targets are out there, a growing land position, and I think we'll only get better. And final bit is, we're definitely focused on taking it through to production. So anyone wants to see the end game of the exploration activity being to produce gold bars rather than just being bought out. We're a great place to be, and I think we have the team, the expertise to achieve that already in place.
Oh, fantastic, Brad. Yeah, there's certainly going to be a lot of gold bugs keen to listen to the story, I'm sure. Well, thank you so much for your time, Brad. It was really good to hear your insights, and really look forward to welcoming you back on the show soon.
Jess, thanks very much.